but being kind of crooked. Either be really crooked or be straight.
I can't be straight, I'm too gay.
Okay.
Are we recording?
Yes.
I didn't think we were recording. Okie pokey weirdos, Reverie Cosplay 98 at your service. Guess what? I made a mushroom hat. Inspired by my queen of awkward being, Caitlin. I watched her video of her making a mushroom hat and I thought it was too cute and I desperately wanted my own, so now I have one. I know it's not that easy to take me seriously in this hat. Too bad. Her videos always brighten up my day and she makes me laugh. So I wanted to pay an homage to one of her videos. Thus, the mushroom hat. If you'd like to see how I made my mushroom hat, stick around. Big mushy friend. Because I said that throughout the whole process of making this hat. Maybe it's friendly. First, I thrifted 2 huge chunks of felt. And then I had to figure out how I was going to make circles the right size for this hat. I thought I'd trace a circle, something like this. Or maybe something a little bigger, like this. And then I thought a little harder, in which, you know what? Screw that. I've been making circle skirts for about 2 years now, and those are pretty easy for me. So instead of tracing a circle, I would just make a circle skirt for the mushrooms. The pink one, I made the bottom hem of the skirt without cutting out the top, because otherwise you'd have a hole right here. And then for the beige off-white one, I made the hole in the center like a circle skirt, but with the circumference of my head instead of the circumference of my waist. And I purposely made the circumference of my head in the beige one a little bigger than it actually is because I wanted to be able to put elastic in the headband later. May I have my clipboard now? Thank you. Then on Caitlin's video, she put embroidery thread as the ridges for the underside of the mushroom. But I'm not all that talented with embroidery, and I didn't have that much time to finish this hat on top of all of my homework. So I used my sewing machine and put the pink and purple stitches on the base of my mushroom, and each stitch is actually 2 stitches. That way the coloring would look a little thicker and brighter. Then I started working on making the headband, and this genius did not measure it correctly, which meant I had to add some felt to the back. So there's seams here and there, but that also helps me be able to tell where the back of the hat is, so it's okay. I made it work.
Now for the challenge of putting the mushroom hat back on.
Yes. Mushroom hat. Reapplied. I had excess fabric again because I still didn't measure it right, leading me to have to make puckers in the back of the hat, layering the fabric to cinch it in just that tiny bit more. There's room for one more pucker right here, so I'm gonna start on this last pucker, work my way around, and then there should be one left to pucker here when I get to this side. Let's hope that works. Once I finally got that all pinned all the way around, I was able to sew the first stitch into the headband. And I know the headband looks a little thick, but it's because we're going to be folding it over and then sliding elastic through it, making it like a giant scrunchie. Next, I moved on to the top pink circle, and I hand stitched the gathering seam because I was struggling with my machine on that one. No thank you. After hand stitching the seam, I gathered it and turned it into what looked like a shower cap. Then I loosened the seams a little bit and put it over top the beige off-white bottom half of the mushroom. Wish me luck. There are a lot of pins sticking out at me and it's a little scary. Sewing them wrong sides together so that when I flipped it right side out, it was right sides together. And for the moment of truth, an oversized mushroom hat. Mushroom hat. Now to make it smaller, by adding elastic. But first, some mushroom accessories. For the accessories, I cut out some polka dots and some baby mushies. For the baby mushies, I cut out smaller circles, much smaller than the main mushroom circles, and I cut them in half so that each half of the circle could be the top and the bottom of a baby mushroom. Baby mushroom bottoms. Mushies. Give me your bottoms. I sewed the pink and purple seams like on this larger mushroom. Let's get down to business to sew the mushrooms. Okay. And then I connected those two pieces and put a backing to them that was a half a circle curved a little more with the angle of the same circle. And if you hear crazy noises,
It's just the wind.
it's just the wind and some cars outside apparently. Let's wait for this gust of wind to finish. After sewing together all those pieces, I put a little bit of stuffing in the baby mushies so that they could hold their shape a bit better. And then I hot glued them to the hat. Caitlin hot glued her baby mushies to her hat as well. And I preferred this method just because it was quicker for the moment.
So you have a big mushy friend and little mushy friends.
If I do plan to wear this hat for a longer duration of time, I do want to hand stitch all of the accessories on so that they last a bit longer, but I'm not too worried about it right now. Following the accessories, I worked on the headband. First, I hand stitched the headband folded in half because I knew my machine would give me a hard time if I tried to fit all that fabric under the presser foot. Hand stitching it with the method of stitch in the ditch the best I could, but again, I'm not a master seamstress. I just work with what I got and what I know. I use ye old YouTube. How else am I supposed to work with this? After hand sewing about 2/3 of the headband, I worked some elastic through that little tunnel I created, safety pinned them to either side so they wouldn't escape, and then hand stitched the elastic together to hold the elastic in place again while I sewed the rest of the headband piece in place, stretching the elastic as I went so that the headband piece was sewn flat and then the elastic is what causes it to pucker rather than my stitching causing it to pucker. Something I do want to fix with this hat is the fact that it's too big. It fits Sable just fine.
Mushroom hat on my head. Mushroom hat on
And
my
that's
head.
But it's a little big for me, so I will be undoing the seams in the elastic band and taking it in a bit more. I gave myself an inch of wiggle room and that inch was just a little bit too much.
There is a Luffy hat inside of the mushroom hat.
And then you're done. And now I will be taking a break from YouTube for about a month. Hopefully I can come back somewhere between December 12th and December 25th. I want to be back before Christmas because I have a Christmas special coming your way. It's not super Christmassy, but just a little hint of Christmas joy. I am taking this break because my finals are coming up and I have a thesis paper to write. So if you will excuse me, I'm going on an adventure! I'm off to make new mistakes. And I'll fall into the door when I do it.
Make sure Naruto run your way off screen.
Oh yes, Naruto. As always, thanks for watching and welcome to the madness. Try that again.
I find it funny that you made a big mushy friend with a secret tunnel.
My big mushy friend has a secret tunnel. I love it.
now I just keep thinking, well, I can't remember the rest of the words, but then it went, secret tunnel! Secret tunnel!
Made by two lovers! Secret tunnel!
Secret tunnel! Yeah! Flipped them, stitched them, and stuffed them.
So I wanted to play... Hello.
What? No falling. Okay.
It's a baby shroom. A baby shroom. It's a baby mushy. And you put a little baby. A mushy baby.
Don't do that. Ew.
It's a baby mushy.
Whoa. No falling, camera.
Baby mushy.
Squishy, 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 squish.
That is a wrap.
I thought it was a hat.
Good point. And cut.